Okay, three, two, one. I've tried to record this a number of times and I keep on finding out that I didn't click on record or something like that. I even tried to record it running. So, Faran, thank you for the message. I am a very stable genius, not because I'm either very or stable or a or genius. I'm a very stable genius because I saw that the name was available and Donald Trump described himself as a very stable genius. And I thought, well, that is a good um, appellation of oneself. Appellation? Aren't they mountains? Um, yeah, and so a very stable genius I became. My Spanish, mi español, no es bueno. No puedo hablar en español muy bien porque um, vivo, vivo en España para 5 años y es difícil hablar con los nativos porque por trabajo soy profesor de inglés y siempre hablo en inglés con mis alumnos, ¿sí? Y es en las calles y las tiendas, los supermercados, los mercados, non super. Hablo ah, nunca, nunca, nada, nunca, nunca. No, no hablo, no hablo en los supermercados. Um, Eso es un problema, porque um, it's a problem because I just don't take advantage of the opportunities to speak in Spanish. That is bad. Anyway, I'm super, super excited about you going to Argentina because going to Argentina is something that everyone must do at some point in their lives. And the Argentinian accent is really nice and easier to understand than the Spanish, than the Peninsular Spanish, Peninsular Spanish, easier to understand than the Spanish of Spain. Yeah, I've lived here for 5 years, but I cannot really understand the language at all, which is shameful, particularly as I'm a teacher and should place more weight on the learning of a language. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm embarrassed by my Spanish, and so I don't use it, and so I don't improve. And it's as simple as that. About weight loss and diet, for me, I'm focusing on what I eat, partly because of the weight loss, but also because I want a more intimate and a more direct connection with that sunlight that falls from the sky onto the leaf and is transformed by some photosynthetic magic into proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates, which then power me and use to construct my very body. Very body. I want a more intimate connection with that and fewer intermediaries. So I don't want to be. I don't really want the farmer involved, but I have to have the farmer involved, and the laborers in the fields, and the owner of the land, and the owner of the machinery, and that chain that brings the food to me. And the fewer steps in that chain, I think, the better for the time being. Not because there is some impurity introduced into the food before it gets to me in those places in the chain, though this is true. Sometimes there are impurities added, but I don't have that attitude towards food. That there is some, I don't, what's the word? Um, I don't agree for me with the idea of kosher or halal or whatever food being pure or impure. I think that's an unhealthy attitude to have towards eating. From my perspective, it would be bad for my mental and physical health to feel that way. It's not because of that, but because the processing is kind of an obstruction, an unnecessary complication in some cases, an unnecessary complication in the chain that carries that energy from our star to my stomach. Um, So, yeah, it's a reconnection with the planet, I think. That's how I describe it. I've been distant from the source of my food quite some time. But also, I just feel healthier. I feel healthier having having a whole food diet. Um, and I feel more alert. I actually feel more alert being hungry, or at least not having the food. I say being hungry, I don't actually feel hungry most of the time. 5 minutes and 29 seconds in. So only 3 points to go. You'll be pleased to hear. I'd say that you are considerably taller than me. And so although I've had 1,400 calories or something like that, between 1,400 and 1,500 calories a day for the past few weeks, um, intake, that although I am active in that I go running, apart from the running, I do almost nothing, and I'm sat here in this very chair with this very camera, very computer, and very microphone here for most of the week, for the whole of the week, and that is my work. I go to the kitchen, I go to the toilet for a pee pee, um, the toilet, not the kitchen. The kitchen I go to eat, or possibly to drink. And that's the whole of my activity. But yeah, maybe I go to the shops. Maybe I go to the shops, which are downstairs. I live in the center of the city. So I'm not particularly active, but I do exercise. And I exercise partly to keep my mental state better than it would be otherwise, to feel a bit more positive about life and be less stressed. Because when you're sat here and um, when I am sat here, dealing with those small problems that I have to deal with, and thinking about the world, the state of the world. It's obviously going to cause stresses and strains, and I have to let that out somehow. I'm not about to take up boxing, so running is an option, and running is what I do, and it's a habit. I've been running for about 20 something years, 25, 28, I don't know. I've been running for many years now, and so that's what I do. It's what I do. It's what I do. It's my hobby. Okay, 2 more points left. When I hit my weight target, what will I do? I need a further goal. I suppose to improve my fitness levels, to level off and establish uh, a healthy and constant, reliable relationship, balanced relationship with food. Oh, the person who eats the remaining two-thirds of the pizza is Agnieszka, my girlfriend. She is Polish. And I mention her being Polish because I can't communicate with her in-laws. Her in-laws, I can. Her in-laws are my parents, my family. I can't communicate with her in-laws in Polish or in English because they don't speak English. And this is a strange situation, but not bad actually. I quite like it. But I should learn Polish. I should learn Polish, but Spanish first. Okay. And the one thing I have left to say is that, but the last thing on the list is buckwheat. I tried buckwheat for the first time this morning. Buckwheat is nice. It's good. It's not a grain, but you treat it like a grain. Um, Buckwheat. I can't remember what I was going to say about buckwheat. Um, Kasha, I think it's called in Polish. I have no idea what it's called in Spanish. Anyway, keep up the good work. My love to London, my love to Argentina and your family. And hopefully, this message has made sense. That's 9 minutes and 8 seconds of your life you're never getting back. Bye for now.